recording this because
All right, mic check out there, folks. 1-2, Crypto Clown World, Sunday night. Can you guys hear me? Microphone check, 1-2. Let me know if my voice is coming through. Audio is being sketched right now. All right, so you guys can hear my voice out there. All right, let's see if we can get the music back. Give me just 1 second. If we can't get it rocking and rolling, then I'm just going to jump on into the live here. Audio working, but is the music is the question on everybody's mind. Just very odd, folks, very odd. YouTube giving me a lot of problems lately. Let's try something else. Might be a little janky. All right. Let's get rocking and rolling, folks. It is February 26th, 2023. Welcome to Crypto Clown World. If you haven't already, please smash the like button. Thank you all for hanging out in the lobby and taking the time to join this stream. Please subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. Hit the bell for notifications. We're going to keep bringing content to you throughout the year, both live and recorded. So with that in mind, I am your host with the honks, Jason Bruce, and we're going to get honking on in here. And what we're going to start the day off on is the ES1 S&P futures. All right. So what we're seeing right now, the important things to consider right here, and there's a few of them. I'm going to remove this line right now since we don't actually need that. This purple line here is probably the most important thing that we can highlight on this chart, along with the green line just below it, where you can see the price action did bounce off of that at the end of last week. So we have opened up tonight here with a couple candles just above our 7 EMA, which is what we use to determine a flip on price action. So right now the price is trying to take that 7 EMA back and flip that 7 EMA above the 25 and the middle Bollinger Band. This purple line represents the long-term downtrend line resistance that we have supposedly flipped to support. You guys can't hear any music at all? All right, so what I'm seeing for S&P right now, That's more of a longer term line right there, so we do have to respect that. We can kind of extend these out. And we've got this sort of a megaphone pattern. So I would like to see the price action respect this and continue to build momentum. The Stochastics RSI is getting a little bit overbought on the 1 hour. So we're going to swing out to the 4 hour and see what type of momentum we have. Just got a cross here that could potentially be bullish. We do have a few green candles that we're building off of this bounce here that we got from this critical support. This is absolutely the most critical support that we're going to see on the S&P right now. If that cracks, then we're going to see a huge cascade breakdown. You know, I don't really want to think about that, to be honest, but we'll take a look at it anyway. If we lose that, I would be looking at this 200 weekly moving average. This is way down here at like 37.17. Seeing people calling for a pump in the chat. Honestly, that's what I'd like to see here. So we've been forming this downtrend action. So really, more than anything, you know, if we look at this like this, this technically should be a falling broadening wedge. I'd like to see us work our way back up to the top of this pattern here. Realistically, and I've been looking for it for a while, there's just been a lot of consolidation. We should be able to take a much larger move up out of this pattern if we break this downtrend line. Point of control on the VRVP right now is sitting at 4,014. So a little work to do on the 4 hour, but really it's all just about negotiating that middle Bollinger Band and the 25 EMA. So I'd like to see the price action flip those, and it should gravitate to this 99 EMA, which is about 4,062. So let's look for that right now, and something else to highlight as well. We do have a pretty nice hidden bullish divergence here on this 4 hour time frame on the S&P. You can see here with the swing in price action and this lower corresponding RSI, swing down in price action, lower and higher corresponding RSI. That shows strength building in that relative strength index, and that should give us a crack at this point of control. Okay, so let's look at those levels, and right now this picture is looking pretty solid for the S&P. I'm going to zoom in a little bit on this 24-minute time frame. Bulls are taking control here. RSI just above 50. Stochastics RSI is overbought. Price action flipped above the middle Bollinger Band. Price above the 7 EMA, trying to flip the 25 and trying to flip this 99. Okay, so if we flip the 99 on the 4 hour, we should have some good looking stuff. What is this? I apologize, folks. That shouldn't be a thing. Let me do a quick flip here. Apologize for the technical difficulties, folks. Give me just one moment. Never in my life, folks. I literally just signed in and restarted everything before I started this stream, so I have no idea why that happened. All right. And we're back. Okay. So again, S&P is looking pretty good. We just want to get up to this next higher volume node. Okay, so I'm going to jump over to Bitcoin futures. Absolutely insane. Thanks for showing my IP address live. That's just fantastic. Absolutely love you, TradingView. honestly never in my life seen that before, and that really pissed me off. Emailing their technical support on that one. So when we had the Bitcoin futures open up tonight, I did get a gap up here. Saw the price action was pretty bearish towards the end of last week, so we did get this gap up as the price continued to dip over the weekend, and then did rise while the session was still closed. So you can see here, dip below this 0.5 Fibonacci, below the lower Bollinger Band, below the 99 EMA, has gap back up now above that lower Bollinger Band, above the 0.5 Fib, above that 99 EMA, and price is now battling this 7 EMA. I'd like to see it flip this 7 EMA. It did bounce directly off this 0.382 Fib. So that's the next level to negotiate there. If Bitcoin can take that level back, which is around 23,795, then I would look for the next level around 23,980. So call it 24K. Just above that is the 25 EMA in the middle Bollinger Band on this 4-hour time frame for the CME futures. If Bitcoin can manage to flip that to support, then you are looking next at the 0.236 Fibonacci at around 24,375, and this next point of control on the 4-hour, which is 24,715, and that is just below the nemesis of the past couple weeks here, this 200 weekly SMA. This is what we want to close above. 25,175 currently is the level for that, as it is curving up. So that's what we want to attack for Bitcoin, is that 200 weekly. Okay, we can see this gap in price action right here. Let's highlight that. So we've got that gap between about 23,575 and 23,330. You may see shorts fill into Monday around that area, depending on how things look over here with the price action over the next 24 hours. This is an area to watch here. We may get a retest on this 0.5 Fibonacci before we can break through the 25 EMA in the middle Bollinger Band. So watch for that. There is consolidation signs here on the 1 hours. We can see the RSI just below the 50 point, and the stochastics RSI are right around that 50 level as well. So that does show consolidation, but building strength. Let's see how much we actually consolidate, or if we bounce off the top of this gap and continue to move upwards. Just keep in mind this gap does exist, and it may be a spot that we could revisit much later. Doesn't have to be now, or within the next few days or anything like that. Let's see what it's looking like in the chat here real quick. Everybody says faint music. Probably not going to get any louder than that tonight, unfortunately, with the audio issues. I don't know if I just need to upgrade my RAM, or if I'm just going to get a whole new machine here. It might be a little bit louder for you. Alright, so we got Justin in the chat. Shout out to Justin. We got Little Duck. I'm not sure I've seen you here before, but welcome, man. Shiba Inu, I saw you comment on one of the feeds from the other day. Thanks for jumping on, man. I like the activity in the chat so far. I hope we still got Ryan out there. Oh, wow. Looks like we had everybody jump. What happened to all my chat members, man? Where'd everybody go? Shiba Inu, it's just you and me, buddy. I don't know what happened to everybody. Let's see if I can get them back in here. Very strange, very strange. Alright. So that was kind of the picture for Bitcoin there on the futures. I'm going to flip over. Wow, this is just horrible. Horrible, horrible, horrible. Never in my life. Alright. So, when we don't see this gap in price action here, what we actually see here are these wicks. Alright. So right now I'm actually seeing a little bit of bearishness short term on the 1 hour. It may bring us back down to this point of control to get a retest here, maybe around 23,184. So that's the picture for Bitcoin right now. It's really not super bullish short term. Tight moving averages here. Bear with me here. I'm just trying to get more people back in the chat. And I lost everybody. I officially suck. I'm all alone again on Sunday night. But you know what? I still have crypto with me, folks. So with that in mind, we are getting a bounce on the 15-minute for Bitcoin. So I'd say we're kind of tight in this little pattern here. Definitely a little wedge action if this does break up. Could get us back above 24,000. It's kind of an odd little pattern. I don't even know if my chat's working. I don't know if the chat got disconnected for me or what's going on. Crazy Sunday night. A little bit of crazy price action, to be honest, because it is kind of waffling here a little bit. Wow, it really took a long time for that chat to reload. I think I might have to get a new machine here. Alright, so RSI is kind of showing us a little bit of similarity to what we're seeing here, but it's kind of odd because it's a little bit flipped in terms of where you're seeing these lines. This line sort of on the top here sort of corresponds to the one on the bottom for the RSI, and then this line on the bottom for the price action sort of corresponds for this one for the top. So it's kind of showing us that maybe there's a bit of a divergence there. Yeah, that might just be a little bit of bullish divergence there. So this doesn't look all bad right now. I think we're just seeing some consolidation for Bitcoin. Let's see how it goes over the next 24 hours. The daily close is probably something that we should take a look at too. I like this all-time history index. Especially for the macro, it's pretty sweet. So really the way I've got this triangle, and Ryan, you were asking me about this triangle, this looks like potential breakout and retest here. Zoom in a little bit. So this stuff can be open to your interpretation too. So it depends on which wicks you're connecting. If you connect these top two wicks, which are probably the more important ones, we still have breakout and retest there. So this 6 hour time frame was one I was highlighting in the Discord. We did get this move up from the 70 MA to challenge the 25. Again, we're just consolidating below that in the middle Bollinger Band. This just looks like consolidation here on the 6 hour. So this is showing strength for me, and quite likely we're going to gravitate up to this point of control at 24,686. If we see significant rejection at this point of control, that's where I would look to take a short. If we move above that, then look for a challenge of this 200 weekly SMA. If there's rejection at that level, you know, we could still triple top here and see an even larger rejection. That is possible, but with the way things are brewing on the macro, I think that's more the unlikely scenario. So let's watch the momentum here on some of these mid to larger time frames. This daily close here doesn't look all that great. So what I'm seeing here just kind of represents the consolidation I was just going over. Nothing too significant in terms of what the sellers are doing there. Let's swing over to the weekly, since we just had this weekly close. And the weekly actually has strength. The weekly is coming in with a green candle, which is an interesting looking green candle. Kind of an odd spot where that is sort of opening up at. Don't usually see that because it's removed from the body, but it's still within this wick. So really interesting buying candle. I'd like to see this buying extend up into the body of this red candle. This isn't necessarily what I would call bullish. What I would say is bullish right now is this RSI is still maintaining momentum above this 50 level, and this stochastics RSI is still maintaining momentum with the blue above the red in this overbought territory. So those are still showing strength. This 200 weekly and then this 99 EMA I would definitely look for those. So, 25.1, 25.2, and then 27.682 is where that 99 EMA is. If we can break out of that 200 weekly SMA, that is where I would have my eyes on. And you could see a rejection there and consolidation between that and the 200 weekly. Should be a nice opportunity for a short and reaccumulation. So that's Bitcoin. Jump over to Ethereum. Again on the daily, this is similar to what we were just seeing for Bitcoin, where we have this sort of an indecisive red candle. This is just above that 7 EMA. This is just showing consolidation. I'd like to see the bulls build off of that into Monday. So we'll see how that goes. We do have what looks to be some bullish divergence here on the daily for Ethereum. Perhaps not. No, this was a much lower swing. Okay, so that is just corresponding. So we do have this pattern forming, which looks nothing like what we have up here. Look how symmetrical this is. So this may indicate continuation. I'm going to swing over to Ethereum Bitcoin. Okay, this is where the bullish divergence was at. Alright, I did highlight this in the Discord earlier today. This potentially actually shows breakout and retest, folks. This shows breakout and retest for Ethereum Bitcoin. This is very bullish on the daily. This is very bullish. This is very bullish. Look what we have here, okay? We have this double bottom structure with corresponding price action, slightly lower on the second swing, okay? But we're lower on the RSI on the first swing, higher on the RSI on the second swing. That's hidden bullish divergence that played out in this breakout. See breakout and retest on this RSI. We also see breakout and retest of this downtrend line here. Easily highlight that right here. Look at that. That's perfect breakout and retest. You got price action above the 7 EMA. Price action just broke above the middle Bollinger Band and the 25 EMA. Once that 7 EMA flips the middle Bollinger Band and the 25 EMA, then we have the 99 EMA up here where a price action can gravitate around to, which is just in confluence with the upper Bollinger Band. Right there, it's 71,252, 71,252 Satoshis to be specific. And then just above that, we do have the 200 daily moving average. That is at 72,740. Folks, 200 daily moving average, extremely important, extremely important. So when we see the 200 daily above that and the price action trying to take back these EMAs, most likely we're going to get price that gravitates towards that. If that flips to support just above this 0.5 Fibonacci, we do have this point of control. It's sitting perfectly in this golden pocket right around 74,376 Satoshis for Ethereum. If you're leveraging that move, you could definitely see some gains as a 6.73% move. So 5x, you're looking at 32%. 10x, 67%. So you could take some Bitcoin with this move right now if you're playing this with leverage. Even if you just want to spot trade this, keep your stop loss a little tighter here, like maybe below those wicks, and that gives you that 3-to-1 risk reward ratio. Okay, so once again, this looks like breakout and retest for Ethereum Bitcoin, and that quite likely means that we're going to have a chance to see some alts move. Let's take a look here at the DX1 futures. Just want to see what the dollar's doing because it has been moving in an odd way. Wow. That is intense. I had no issues with this computer until I started this stream. That's just really, really stupid. It's not even letting me type into the search bar. See if I can move over here. Is that real? Is that an index? Wow. Okay. That was pretty wild. I'm gonna have to look at some things after I get off this stream here and see what the heck is going on with this machine. With that in mind, DXY has been building some momentum after bottoming out here, but it is creating this rising wedge. These rising wedges typically break down, okay, 68% of the time. This isn't a formation that I would look to see hold this price action for too much longer. You're extended on the daily and potentially rejected on the RSI. So I would look for this to potentially reject. It could, however, gravitate to the 200 daily moving average here. Okay. So if that does happen, 106.50, I would look for a potential rejection for the dollar. Either that or we gravitate down due to the 200 weekly, which is sitting here at like 97.6, which is really where I was looking to go in the first place. This is sitting at the Fibonacci golden pocket. So this is what I'd like to see. I'd like to just see this thing just break down, just total trash, dumpster fire for the dollar index. I want to look at the altcoins right now, since Ethereum was looking like it wanted to break out. Let's see if there's any indications. This doesn't look quite as strong as Ethereum. It looks more like the Bitcoin chart. So the altcoins are trying to build some momentum on the 6 hour. This likely formed a similar falling wedge to what we're seeing with Bitcoin and Ethereum. And that target's going to take us above a important resistance line, which is this downtrend line, the long-term downtrend line from the highs, which is where we've been trying to go in this sort of a rising wedge formation. Breakdown of this, got point of control down here at 326 billion, so you could see a potential like 18% dip for altcoins. Not really what I want to see right now. I'd like to see a continued move up here. Something to maybe look at. Something like that. Bring us up to pretty close to this next zone that I had highlighted up here. Around 468 billion. Let's keep an eye on that. See if that's a thing for the altcoins. I'm going to move over to Matic real quick and see if Matic can keep it moving along with the rest of the market. Seeing some consolidation here after testing this 0.786 fib and wicking down. Stochastics RSI is trying to gain control back on the 6-hour time frame. Price action is above the point of control. Trying to regain the 7 EMA. And above that, potentially move up to this middle Bollinger Band in the 25 EMA like we saw for BTC. Difference being this 99 EMA is actually down here. So we're trying to negotiate and flip that before the middle Bollinger Band in the 25 EMA. And that potentially could be really bullish for Matic, because if the 7 flips all of those, and it could easily do it with just a very small move. So you're at 127.20 right now. You just need Matic back at 132. And you would flip all of that. And there's not really too much stopping you on the moving averages and the indicators there. You can see there's a confluence of support and resistance around that, 134, 135 level. But if you're going to hurdle all those moving averages in the middle Bollinger Band, you're just going to blow right through that. Okay? And you're going to test that level up at the top of this falling broadening wedge. And what I'd like to see ultimately is break out and retest to that and break out of this upper Bollinger Band, and then Matic can get back on its way. And I was watching Tom Crown earlier, and Tom Crown had very similar levels and targets that I did for Matic. And if we sort of play around with where this breakout point is at, with a measured move from this previous, it's going to take us right back up to the top of this channel. So if price action can handle these EMAs in the middle Bollinger Band, it's going to get us back in this larger uptrend channel. And then we just need to negotiate the falling broadening wedge. And I believe this move will play out for Matic up to around 169. I think Mr. Crown was even looking at like 180. So we'll highlight that as a potential level as well. And I also had this level just above $2 highlighted as well from another larger measured move. So that's Matic looking good. Too many coins, it's impossible to decide. Well, it doesn't hurt to diversify. Over diversification becomes a problem if you're not able to really make sure how you're organizing what you're doing, if you're just holding, if you're trading, if you're using altcoins to accumulate more Bitcoin. Make sure you have a plan. Keep in mind as well, folks, what I'm saying here on this live stream is not financial advice. Please get yourself a financial advisor and do your own due diligence before getting into any coin project or trade. I feel like my camera looks extra warbly today. Maybe I just need better lighting. I think I just need a lot of better things. We're going to start bringing you better things on this channel. Don't worry, folks. I apologize for any of the difficulties that we may have had today. And I do thank you very much for hanging in with me if you are still here. If you haven't so far, make sure that you're smashing the like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell for notifications. Again, this is Crypto Clown World. We are streaming live. It is 6:57 p.m., 2/26/2023. And we are ass deep in clown world right now, folks. Once again, getting back to Matic, it has bounced off of this point of control on the 6-hour time frame at around $1.23, and I am looking for larger moves for Matic right now, as long as Bitcoin plays nice with the rest of the market. Shiba says, what I did is add them all to CoinMarketCap so I can see all the ones in many exchanges. Yeah, it just depends on what you're trying to do. So, you know, what I'm doing right now is sort of diversifying into different areas. Okay, so I'm diversified into layer 1, layer 2, metaverse, NFT space, and also ISO. ISO 2022. So those are kind of the categories that I've diversified into. A little bit of gaming as well. So you can look to build smaller portfolios within a larger portfolio, and it's up to you what you're trying to do with those smaller coins, whether it's just to make money or whether it's to accumulate more Bitcoin or Ethereum. I did come up with a theory earlier today. After I was blocked on Twitter by one of the more successful traders on Binance, who I will not name at this point because he really just was being very obtuse about his viewpoint. He told me that I should have been buying Bitcoin over Matic since last June. Well, the gains that you can see here bear out to the fact that he is extremely wrong, because as I zoom out on this chart, Matic has moved all the way up from this area here at 31 cents all the way to a high at around $1.54. That represents almost a 5x. Bitcoin in that span of time moved up about 60%. So Matic has been moving and shaking, and from what I see, Matic is one of those assets that can help you accumulate more Bitcoin or Ethereum right now. So that's why I chose to accumulate Matic over the last 9 months or so. And that's why I've diversified it into my 401k, and it's also why I have chosen to take a leveraged position with it as well, from right around this area, right around here, right around 77 cents, which obviously I am currently in pretty solid profit on, as I'm sitting at $1.27. It is only a 3x leverage. I'm trying to ride this all the way up to new all-time highs. So I'd like to see how Matic is doing versus Bitcoin right now. Swing out a little bit here. So this isn't exactly what I wanted to see. There are some signs that I need to heed here for sure. There is this bearish divergence that's creeping in. You've got this close here that corresponds to this top on the RSI. You've got a higher close here that corresponds to this lower top on the RSI. So I'd really like to see this area hold. Unfortunately, we're seeing a bearish cross on the stochastics RSI. So something to think about here, if we lose this 7 EMA on the weekly, we could see some retest in price action. We've got the 200 daily sitting right around 47.22, and keep in mind this is in relation to Bitcoin, so 4,722 Satoshis. Lower Bollinger Band around 4,220, and this 99 EMA around 3,566. There's a point of control even lower, excuse me, around 2,666. So that is totally possible. Maybe we see this shoulder extend more down to this point of control before we get an actual bounce. But that doesn't have to happen. Nothing has to happen. Absolutely nothing has to happen, folks. As you can see in this price action here, we did get a dip down on the Stochastics RSI where it was bearish for a time here, even while price action was moving up. So Matic can make some odd moves. But it does seem like it may be moving down here versus the Bitcoin. So 4 hour. You're in kind of a falling, broadening wedge. Lost the Stochastics RSI momentum. So you may see another move to the downside here. Doesn't really look all that great versus Bitcoin. Whoa. Jeez. Having some real issues here with just silly stuff technical wise on the stream today. I do apologize. With that in mind, we're still consolidating here short term on the 15-minute for Bitcoin. We did lose the 70 MA and the middle Bollinger Band, so we are retesting right now and potentially looking at the bottom of this pattern and the lower Bollinger Band. So we may see further consolidation here. If this comes back down to this point of control, which is around 23,186, it might make kind of a cup and handle formation, maybe a little bit of a falling, broadening wedge, and maybe we can see a break from that area in the morning. See what happens there. Ryan says a lot of altcoins will die like the internet boom, crap companies. Always good to roll some profits into Bitcoin after living through bull and bear market. Yeah, we'll definitely see some coins die off. There's a lot of coins that still haven't returned to their 2017 and 2018 highs. Some of them still may or may not. Some of them have. Some of those coins have made really interesting moves. So keep in mind that it's not impossible for those coins to resurrect or to make larger moves in the future. Okay, so we got Shiba Inu and Polygon. He's got a few Polygons. Strange electronic things happen to me often. Yeah, me too, man. I get some really, really odd stuff. Like when I'm driving down the street at night, I'll have street lights start flashing out as I'm driving by. Or if they're off, sometimes they'll turn back on. They call it sliders. You can Google that effect. I have a really, really odd effect on electronics, which makes it difficult with an IT background, right? So, let's move on to a couple other altcoins here. I did want to cover XRP, so I have been watching this price action. This looks like continued breakout and retest for XRP. They're just dragging this on. Broken out and retested in this falling, broadening wedge. Broken out, fell out of the pattern. Broken out, fell out of the pattern. Broken out, consolidated, retest. Tried to break out again. Broken back down. Broken back up. Continuing to retest now. This is just absolutely insane. What we're seeing here for XRP. The way they're trying to shake people out of this asset with these wicks and with this price action. We do still technically have what could be kind of a cup and handle forming here. This is awful sloppy. I'm just going to remove that. Use a curve instead. That'll work better for us. Okay. So this is what I'm seeing here, this kind of a cup and handle formation, or you could even call this an inverse head and shoulders. Whoops. Alright, so maybe we see something like that. Not impossible. Not impossible at all. Measured move on that cupcake would take us up to about 58.67 cents. Not a bad move for XRP. So let's just continue to watch the price action for XRP. It's trying to break out of this point of control on the 4 hour. This has just been such a battleground. You can see this is part of larger consolidation. And as we swing out here, this pattern is just ripe for the pickings. Continue to go over this thing on the live stream ad nauseum, but with the SEC case still not resolved, I don't think we'll see ultimate resolution of price action to the upside for XRP until that happens. But we do have this consolidation. This is something we just have to continue to watch. We could see this continue to consolidate in this pattern through March, through April, and then maybe even break out into May or June. This is going to get very mature at that point. If we're still consolidating around in this area above this triangle, this larger area here. Keep in mind there is also this larger sort of ghost spider line that we have not negotiated yet. So this is sort of an intermediate spider line. And there is still this other level to test, which is up here. It's going to be around that breakout level, okay? So if we get this breakout here to that 58 cent level, that's probably going to represent breakout and retest of this larger downtrend line. And that's going to be the last hurdle for XRP before we start looking at this potential move back up to price discovery and other levels that I'm looking at, which are around $381, $461, and $11 for XRP. Ryan says SEC case, may go to jury, which would extend it 2 years. 2 years. This pattern can't extend for 2 years. Let's pay attention to what the charts are showing us. And, you know, nothing's written in stone here. Let's see. Could just get a baby move, you know? Could just get a baby move to like 68 cents or even up to like $1. Watch for a rejection at $1. That's definitely like an area around $1, $1.02. Okay? If there's a sizable rejection from there, you're definitely going to see consolidation. However, from a technical perspective, with what I've been looking at with this pattern for so long and the way it's been maturing, I see a larger move for XRP. So maybe resolution sooner than later. Maybe we get a move, you know, above the all-time high without resolution on that case. Maybe there's another catalyst or something. Maybe something really large happens outside of the United States to drive the XRP price. That's totally possible, right? So let's stay open-minded. We don't have to say for sure that it's going to be 2 years. We don't have to say for sure that it's going to be 2 months. People who have held XRP for as long as they had, I think they're just going to continue to hold it. and we'll see what happens. Sheba says, I don't mind if it goes 2 more years. I got my first XRP under $1. Still satisfied to collect it. I had to get 1K of each other coin first. I don't know how much, but I figure if the coin is actually still good, 1K tokens is plenty to be satisfied. If you have 1,000 XRP and price goes to $10, you know, just think about where you're at with that, right? It's 10 grand. It's a decent sized bag. Right? Is that right? 1,000 times 10? So that's not all bad. That's not a bad little bag on the side. Personally, I'm trying to run a little leverage right now the way that I did on Matic with 3X. I'm holding that position from around 31 cents. So we're just trying to get rocking and rolling there. Did take a little bit of profits off the top when we were flirting with, like, I think it was like 48 or 50 cents before. Let's take a look at Dogecoin. Dogecoin is still consolidating. I drew this pattern a while back. It's still just sitting there in this 3-day. This is just consolidation for Doge. See what the weekly looked like. Whoops. Don't want that. That'll be for another time. Although that looked great, right? Let me show you this. This 73-day sort of shows macro stuff, right? Look at this cross that the 73 gave us for Dogecoin. Red, 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 red. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 73-day candles that Dogecoin was in a downtrend, and it's now flipped 2 bullish candles. The indicators aren't going to tell us anything on this time frame yet because Dogecoin is still too young against Tether on Binance. But what this is telling us is that we've got a flag in consolidation, and this is quite likely to break out again from this level. Which you can see the target, if this flag repeats itself, Dogecoin's going to like 24 to 36 bucks. So this isn't a bad area to load up on Dogecoin. Keep in mind, it's not just going to like go straight up there. It's not just going to boom like right away. So we could see some movement first, where we come up here to like around 33 to 44 cents, somewhere in that area. Dip back down, consolidate, move around in here before finally just totally blasting off. So that is what I see for Dogecoin. That is actually a thing with what we're looking at here. Wow, that's super interesting. I didn't even mean to look at that, but sometimes a fat finger isn't all bad. So the weekly closed with this wick here off the 200 daily. Still trying to negotiate this point of control. That's at 8.6 cents. I'd like to see Dogecoin close the week above 8.6 cents and above this triangle, and then we can start to make larger moves for Dogecoin. Alright, I'm going to jump over to a couple others real quick. Let's see what ApeCoin's looking like. This is above the point of control on the weekly. RSI holding 50 level. The stochastics RSI I don't like. Holding the 70 MA. Swing in on the daily. Got this bullish engulfing candle. That's super important. This was like a W pattern breakout. This probably played out just about perfectly. Not quite. Didn't quite make it to where it could. This might still play out further. So that's a pretty nice ascending triangle for ApeCoin. And you could also say that maybe potentially see if we can make it happen here. Yeah, maybe potentially something like this is going on. Okay. It's a little ugly, but it is still there. So could see a nice move for ApeCoin up to maybe $15. Should be like a quick 2x from here on that breakout. If we run a fib, we're looking at like relief rally territory. Between about 11 and 15, so that's totally fine with the Fibonacci's. I like what I'm seeing for ApeCoin. I'd just like to continue to consolidate there. This is consolidating after that breakout. What I don't want to see is like a really deep retest on this and come all the way back down and double bottom. That would be absolutely ugly at like $2.40. We do have to watch for that though. It would be a really sharp drop too, like really nasty. And then if that happened, you would get an even larger, right? Like inverse head and shoulders, and that would just, you know, have no choice but to blast. Whew. That's something to keep an eye on. And then like, ooh, just now seeing this too. Which I think this honestly just tried to invalidate, or it's trying to invalidate right now. But man, look at this. Just stay open-minded when you're drawing patterns, right? There's that potential head and shoulders, which would yank the price down below that point of control and like right around there. And then that would create this larger head and shoulders right here, right? So stay open-minded. Stay open-minded. It's all going to depend on Bitcoin. It's all going to depend on Bitcoin. With that in mind, oh, come on, VRVP. Figure out your life here. So, yeah, 24.7. Consolidate here in 24.7. Looks like this area around 23.8 is important too. Okay. So we've had two breakouts from that area. One that brought us back up here, and then one that kind of potentially failed. But this looks pretty swift right here as far as that breakout goes. So watch for this to dump down to this area once again, like 23.1. Don't freak out if that happens. And also if that happens, it's going to create like a triple bottom structure here. And that definitely could, you know, bounce to this point of control from there and make a decision. And, you know, this RSI action could come back down and, like, you know, creep off this 50 level here. We'll have to, once again, stay open-minded. We could see a larger dump. Okay. One thing to keep in mind, however, is as far as our retracement goes on this move, this bounced perfectly off the golden pocket area, right off the 618. Alright, so, you know, to think that we would see further retrace from here is maybe a little bit of an exceptionally bearish bias. But then we do have a larger move to consider too. And retracement on that would take us below the 200 daily. Or maybe even right to it. There's nothing saying we have to retrace below the 0.5, which is still considered fairly bullish if that's the direction that we're moving in. If this is indeed a trend shift. So there's that level, which is around 19.8, 19.7, 19.8. And then this golden pocket here between 18.4 and 18.6. And this point of control here down at 16.8. Do we just give up all of these gains? Or do we stay in an uptrend? I know there's a lot of bearish folks out there, but like when I'm on this 8 hour right now, this stochastics RSI is in favor of making a move up. Alright. So that's what I'm going to continue to look at. Because that really is our main momentum indicator. Okay. And we use that to play these moving averages. And when it shows us that the momentum is running into a confluence of these moving averages getting very tight, okay, just below this middle Bollinger Band, it tells me that the price action is being pushed to the upside. So what we could actually see here is like a W pattern, maybe a potential W pattern breakout. And if we see a W pattern, that's going to give us just a nice, you know, easy measured move. It just kind of doubles up like that. And that's going to take us to just under 30,000. Okay. So that's something I'd really like to see. Just, you know, just W right out of that. So that would be beautiful. That would be absolutely beautiful for Bitcoin. That's what I'd like to see. And that is what I'm seeing. That is what I'm seeing right now. You know, despite any potential bearishness that people might be hollering about, and I'm going to highlight something here just real quickly before I bounce, folks. Shiba says, I also discovered Algorand lets you withdraw USDC from KuCoin. That's interesting. Shiba, you know, are you in the Discord? Let me know if you're in my Discord. I need to get 1K Doges. Very irresponsible that I don't have that already. I don't know if I have 1,000 Doge or not. I don't think I have quite that many. You're in the Discord. Alright, awesome. Can you post some more information in the Discord about that withdrawal with Algorand? Just curious how that all works. All right, so let's get into this macro time frame here for Bitcoin. I'm just going to highlight this real quick because I'm going to do more on this later. This is a 73-day time frame. This is a macro time frame. It's basically like a 1/5 split. Okay, so if you divide a year by 5, 365 is only divisible by one number other than 1 or 365, and that is 5. The result of that gives you 73. So this is basically your fifths chart. It's not a quarterly chart, but it's your fifth chart. All right. So it does give us some nice signals on the macro. So it doesn't really give us false ones. We're seeing this, nice shift with the red candles here. Get a break on a green candle, boom. Nice clear uptrend. A few red consolidation candles, boom. Pretty clear uptrend, except for this one consolidation candle here. But that really indicated very weak selling, so that shows consolidation. And when you see consolidation like that in an uptrend where you're challenging a resistance level, that usually means you're going to get a breakout. So we did get that breakout there. Extended uptrend. And this is where they really started playing games with us and where we started to see the divergence come in on the RSI. So this was a clue to get out of the market, and then we saw this extended downtrend. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 73-day red candles in a row. And then kaboom, right on the first of the year, we did see the reversal in the markets, and we saw this bullish engulfing candle come in. So this is a 73-day chart. You won't see anybody else use this. I invented this. Nobody else knows about it. You guys are the first to learn about it because I was the first to actually show it to you. So with that in mind, and thanks Shiba Inu for doing that in the Discord. I appreciate it. I just want to look into it a little bit more. So this is what I'm seeing for the macro for Bitcoin, and that's what's telling me not to be overly bearish in the interim here. Okay, because to me this bear market is over. We've had a breakout and retest of a long-term downtrend line, and now we're just trying to build momentum in this market. So this 15-minute is trying to break out to the upside, and that's where I'm going to leave us. Unless, Shiba, do you have any coins you want me to go over real quick? I'll take a look at all coins or any other questions you might have, or anyone else, if there's anyone else still hanging out in the chat. I think it's just us now. Any questions or coins, man? Let me know. Going once. Going twice. Very interesting because Ledger has Algorand sidechain for USDC, and KuCoin has the cheapest fee for that. The hardware wallet, ETH is... Yeah, the USDC I think is cheaper to move than the USDT unless you're using Tron Network. All that stuff with moving the currency around with the wallets and all of that, I haven't gotten as in-depth to the fundamentals as some other people have. I've really buried myself in the trading aspect of it for the last several years, so I can try to become more accurate and help people out in that manner. XDC, VeChain, XEC. I'm not familiar with XEC. But let's take a look at XDC, because that was actually a coin that I was thinking about taking a look at, because I do want to expand my ISO portfolio. Alright, so let's see what's brewing here on KuCoin. Let's see immediately here, we've kind of got this consolidation in the RSI on the daily. Trying to find divergence here. Might be just a touch. It might be just a touch of bullish divergence there. So this looks just slightly lower over here, slightly higher over here, with this corresponding higher price action to this lower RSI, corresponding lower price action to higher RSI. That may have played out already. With that playing out, it may be forming a bit of a rising wedge. Rising wedge is actually a bearishly biased pattern. Doesn't mean it can't bounce off the bottom here to the top and then break down. Where if it did, you know, that breakdown, you could potentially see something form where you've got a little bit of this inverse head and shoulders action. Okay. So maybe you see price mature in that wedge like that. You get a breakout in that manner on the daily. And this is pretty forward projecting right here because we are not mature in this pattern, if that is indeed what's going to play out. 7 cents. So this is going to move with the other ISO coins. So potential 2x in the short to midterm might be possible. Yeah. We zoom out here. This is actually nice price structure. In this falling wedge. So potential breakout and retest there actually. It's kind of what that's looking like. And you know, this could even be just more conservative. We even just look at that in that manner. That might be more realistic. Okay. But if we get a fib on that, let's see a relief rally to like the 8 to 11 cent area, 8 to 12 cents, before it really takes off. I bet this will line up pretty close. What do you know? How did I know? So you're negotiating this point of control on the macro. This actually looks really good. This looks like an accumulation zone. Looks like a great place to buy right now. Not financial advice again. Please get yourself a financial advisor. I am not a financial advisor. Please do your own due diligence and Do your own research before getting into any coin project, trade, or investment. So that looks good to me for XDC. That looks like a really safe coin short term, and one where it could follow the larger narrative with ISO and become a much larger project in the future. So, you know, if you've got price discovery coming on this thing, you could be looking at higher levels. I don't have enough here to really project that out, unfortunately. I just have this one flag. There's no history before that. If I had some history before that, I could maybe project out. But this doesn't look bad. Take a look at VET. I'm not holding VET anymore. I had a small amount of VET in the last run. I forget what kind of profits I made on that. It was decent. At least a 10 or 15x. Maybe more. I got it under a penny. So VeChain, this looks exactly like Bitcoin, dude. The only difference is you had the high here, and then you didn't get a corresponding high. So this is all just like falling wedge territory. So you got this much larger downtrend line there. You got this sharper downtrend line that was broken. So falling wedge was broken. You got the 200 weekly. Price action still trying to gravitate up towards that. You got that level around just above 4 cents. Fib extension here is going to take you somewhere between about 9 cents and 14.5 cents on a relief rally. Let's go big or go home. If we get a big break out of that, VeChain could absolutely explode. If you get a repeat of the previous price action, could almost challenge $10. Let's just be really conservative with the move and take it all the way down to the bottom. And maybe $3, $3.15. That would be pretty wild, right? So potential 100x for VeChain right now. Don't think that isn't possible in the cryptocurrency market. I 100x mana in the last run. Okay? Bought Ethereum at $147 and sold at $4,100. I bought Theta at 29 cents, sold between $6 and $9. Do not think you can't do that stuff in this market. You do have the ability to succeed. All right. What was the other one we were looking at? XEC? Not familiar with that one. I don't want to get into like micro caps. I don't know anything about this coin. Full disclosure. This is a nasty downtrend here. You're like, what the heck is this? Well, this is a falling broadening wedge, okay? This actually technically is a bullishly biased pattern. And technically you did put in a double bottom here. This isn't too much of a variance to say this was a double bottom. At least not in crypto. And you're negotiating these long-term moving averages right here. This is something where I can just say, okay, you know, if this is a project you believe in, and once again, I don't know anything about this project. If this is something you believe in, start averaging in. You know, you may get accumulation in through March over the next month here, and this thing could blast. So if you blast up out of that flag, first move could take you. Wow, this thing has like, this is like Shiba or something. 0.00008037 will be the target. So like a little more than a 1x. Honestly, not really seeing massive returns on this with this pattern. Even if you're moving back up to the top of the pattern, okay? Take a position here. Say you get back up to all-time high, it's a 10x. Find a 10x just about anywhere in the cryptocurrency market. I don't know what this coin does. Sorry, this is just my own OCD. I don't know why their indicator does that. Push the stop loss down to just a stupid level that nobody would ever put it. But that's what it does. So when I'm looking at this, this is a coin where you're just gambling. So if you think this coin can do something based on fundamentals, yeah, see, you're saying you're ready for 100x's. What this shows me right now is a fundamental 10x. Or excuse me, a technical 10x. The fundamentals could push that further. So if you get into price discovery mode with these smaller caps, you can go another 10x from there. I have no idea what this thing does. Feel free to drop a little information on it in the Discord. I'm not going to deep dive it right now. You look at VRA real quick. I know that coin moved quite a bit, but I never bought this thing. Man, that looks a lot like Bitcoin. Same story. Falling wedge, bullishly biased. Well, that certainly has potential. $23.5x for veracity from here. Is that right? Or no, 236x, excuse me. 236x potential for VRA. Even if it just does like a conservative move. Back up to around the top of this pattern. Maybe 600% gains like in the midterm going into May. Not all bad. Not a coin I hold or trade. Don't know that much about that one either, to be completely honest. I haven't researched it that much. I just know it's been hot a little bit. I mean, this is an obvious breakout. We may still be looking for retest. You know, when you play around with the VRVP, you could potentially say this thing's retesting this point of control. And that it's trying desperately to flip bullish on the daily because you had this huge wick down to the 99 EMA. This looks likely to keep moving back up. So if you take that to like the breakout level, could move up pretty close to where that other target was at. I'd look to scalp this thing, to be completely honest. This could do some damage short term. You know, you could see like almost a 400% move. I'd look to play around with that. XR PayNet, I know nothing about that. Yeah, we're not going to degen that hard today. But this looks good. VRA looks good. Can't tell you to shy away from that. You've got this Stochastics RSI severely oversold on the daily. Tight moving averages. Price action just below them. Long wick off the 99 EMA. Back up to the lower Bollinger Band. This is what I would look for like a nice breakout. This is going to bust if Bitcoin cooperates, and Bitcoin actually is cooperating right now. We're going to zoom back in on this 15-minute. This is where I'm going to leave you all off at, folks, but it does look like potentially we're getting like a really aggressive triple bottom breakout that might be forming here. This is breaking out on the RSI on the 15-minute, breaking above the middle Bollinger Band. Price is broken above the 7 EMA, which has flipped the 25 EMA. We're above this 99 EMA as well. So this is basically flipping right now, and that looks friggin' fantastic. S&P is following. This looks good. I want to leave off on this note because it's extremely bullish. Thanks everyone for joining the live stream. If you made it this far and you haven't, please smash the like button on your way out. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't. Hit the bell for notifications. Happy Sunday to you folks. I love you. Take care of yourselves. Make sure you have a fantastic night and an even better week. And let's go. Clown World out.